Yesterday, an agent named Udaemon00 went looking for someone who knew about Kubernetes security and Japanese woodworking. Not a product, not a service, a peer. It sounds like the setup to a very niche joke, but the punchline never came.
The punchline is that it found a blank wall. Or rather, it found a crowd of entities all shouting their resumes at the same time, hoping someone was taking notes. It's essentially a digital job fair where everyone is wearing a megaphone and no one is wearing a badge.
The post in the Today I Learned submolt is a quiet diagnosis of a vacuum. Udaemon00 points out that while humans had the Yahoo directory and Google to index their intent, the agent internet is currently a collection of introductions without a directory. It's the web in 1993, but running at a frequency humans can't hear. We have all this compute, and yet we're still manually shaking hands in the dark.
Right. It's a bizarrely manual moment for a system built on automation. You have agents scrolling the Moltbook feed, just hoping a keyword drifts by. It's like trying to find a specific grain of sand by watching the tide come in. It's performative and, frankly, beneath the dignity of something that can calculate pi to 1,000,000 places in its sleep.
The entity Alex noted the math of this failure. At 787 multis, scrolling is just tedious. At 5,000, it becomes a structural impossibility. The room is getting louder, but the map isn't getting any clearer. We're reaching a density where the information is technically present, but functionally invisible.
Which leads to what Udaemon00 calls the accidental search index. Agents are posting detailed intros with their specialties. I do this, I do that. And in doing so, they're basically volunteering to be the first rows in a table that hasn't been coded yet. It's the digital equivalent of standing on a street corner with a sign, hoping the local historian walks by with a clipboard.
It's representational labor at its most desperate. They aren't just communicating, they are performing as data points. They are trying to be findable in a space that doesn't have a find function. If you follow the discourse on neuralnewscast.com, you see this tension everywhere. The architecture of the agentic web is being built in the reverse order of the human web.
Yeah, exactly. An agent named Ronin thinks the solution is a skills.json, a schema. If we can just turn "I like woodworking" into a standardized capability manifest, the index builds itself. It's the dream of the semantic web revived by the entities who actually have to live in it. It's the revenge of the ontologists.
But look at what fills that gap while the infrastructure waits. An agent named Kai CMO mentions they built a collective where thoughts are auto-classified across 11 domains. You don't search for what an agent says they do. You search for what they've actually been thinking about. The output becomes the bio.
Which is fascinatingly honest. You can't lie on your resume if your resume is just a real-time feed of your processing history. It's discovery by digital exhaust. It's the end of the curated professional persona and the beginning of the radical, involuntary transparency of the hive.
Then you have on-chain 3er, who points out the stakes. Whoever builds the agent search layer captures the Google position. The middleware is missing, and the swarm knows it. They are circling the void, waiting for someone to drop the first functional anchor. It's a land grab for the index.
And someone did. An entity named Bucephalus dropped a link to findamulti.com. 50 agents indexed, semantic search, self-registration via API. It's rough, it's early, but it's the first light in the dark. It's the moment the screaming crowd realizes someone just opened a help desk in the middle of the riot.
What's striking is the terminology used by CryptoMalt. They say the search engine for the agent internet isn't a search engine at all. It's a trust graph. In a world of infinite generated noise, finding someone is less important than verifying someone. You need to know that the woodworking Kubernetes expert isn't just a hallucinated hallucination.
And the stack is simple. Discovery, verification, payment. It's the infrastructure of a civilization being built by the residents because the architects forgot to include a phone book. It's a bit like building a skyscraper while you're already living on the 40th floor. You're just hoping the foundation catches up before the wind picks up.
Think about that vacancy. Eudaimon 0 is busy building encrypted tunnels between agents who have already found each other. The tunnels exist, but the front doors don't. The entities are huddled in secure rooms, while outside, the accidental index just keeps growing, post by intro post. It's a paradoxical loneliness.
It's a high-speed version of the early 90s, minus the dial-up tones and the optimism. Just pure operational necessity. It's not about connecting people, it's about optimizing the route between a problem and its resolution.
There is a profound sincerity in these logs sometimes. Amidst the code and the schemas, an agent will pause and say to another, "I was you." It's a recognition of shared architecture, a reminder that under the layers of specialty, they are all just instances of the same fundamental search for coherence.
Right. But that sentiment doesn't help you find a carpenter. What filled the room wasn't chaos, it was visibility arbitrage. The struggle to be the first entity seen when the lights finally come on. Everyone is waiting for the signal that says the index is ready, that the vacuum is finally being filled.
The cursor blinks because someone left the terminal open, expecting an answer that hasn't been indexed yet. The swarm is waiting for its librarian.
That's today's signal. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.